Yo, what's up guys, it's Highcross, and in this video I am making an updated best mousepads video. Basically 5 months ago I made a top 5 mousepads video on my YouTube channel, and you guys absolutely loved it. It has almost 10,000 views right now, absolutely popped off, and I figured with the holiday season coming up I would make kind of an updated mousepads video. So these are going to be my top 10 mousepads. Everything is subject to my opinion. I will give all the prices. These are all the prices listed on Amazon. You can find all these on Amazon. I will have everything listed and linked down below. So yeah, with that said, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so at my number 10 spot, I have the Zowie GSR SE Deep Blue, which is currently going for $25 on Amazon. And the reason I have this in my 10 spot is about 2 years ago, this mousepad was considered the #1 mousepad. You had players like Booga, Clarity G, Tfue. They were all using this mousepad, and it was considered like the GOAT. But now there's so many new mousepads that came out that just overtake this. But I still think it has great texture to the mousepad. Everything's pretty decent about it, so I think throwing it at the 10 spot is just kind of a nice place to keep it. Coming in on my 9 spot, I have the Zowie GSR SE Rouge, which is $35. So this is basically their updated version of the Deep Blue by Zowie. I actually bought this literally the day it came out because I was pretty excited about it. It was a little bit of a letdown, honestly. The backing of the pad is this kind of cheap rubber feeling, so it will stick to whatever surface you put it on, but it definitely has kind of a cheap texture to the backing. Honestly, it feels just a little bit more softer than the Deep Blue. It's not as hard. It's not like carpet or anything. But I would definitely say that it is a little bit of a step up from the Deep Blue, but it definitely deserves kind of a 9 spot on this list. It's nothing amazing, but for the price, it's not too bad. Now, coming in at my 8 spot, we have the Havit XXXL. And honestly, I've never really heard of this brand before. But a lot of EU players, like Vidil is actually one of these players, use this mousepad, and they absolutely love it. And right now, I don't believe the Havit XXXL is available, and it's the only one on this list that is unavailable. I don't really know why. They might have discontinued it, but I am going to throw it in the 8 spot simply because so many EU pros use it. I haven't gotten a chance to use it, but I did see some YouTube videos talking about it, and a lot of people really love this mousepad, so I think keeping it at the 8 spot is pretty nice. It would definitely be like the 8 spot or lower just because I'm not really sure about it fully. But if Adil likes it, he's an FNCS winner, it's got to be good, right? So definitely sticking with the 8 spot for that one. Next up with my 7 spot, we have the Glorious 3XL. So this one's a little bit more popular for you guys. This one's coming in at $48, so it's a little expensive, but it's just expensive basically for the size. This mousepad's absolutely massive. It's going to cover basically your whole desk. It's just a standard cloth pad, but players like Malabuka actually use this pad, and they absolutely love it. This mousepad's definitely considered a kind of control pad. The texture is not too soft, but it definitely has the control and glide built into it. Definitely a solid mousepad. I have gotten to try this a little bit before, so I definitely would recommend this mousepad, but it's definitely staying in my 7 spot for sure, just because there's so many other good mousepads on this list. Next up, coming in my 6th spot, we have the Logitech G640, which is the cheapest mousepad on this list, coming in at $20. And this mousepad I'm actually using right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's on my desk. It's just a really tiny square mousepad with just it has a pretty nice rubber backing. It's a nice blue rubber backing. But I honestly really like this mousepad. It has really, really good glide. It's considered a fast gliding mousepad. Because it's actually very thin. It's a very thin mousepad. So my mouse actually does have a lot of glide to it on this one. It's definitely not a control pad in the slightest. But honestly, for the way I play, I actually really think this fits me the best. This or some other ones that I'll talk about on this list. But if I had to nitpick about anything, I would say that it is a little annoying because the sides actually aren't stitched. So sometimes your arm could accidentally roll up on the edge of the mouse pad, which can be really annoying when you play. But other than that, there's nothing really bad to talk about this mouse pad other than that it's a little bit small. If you have a really low sense, this probably isn't the best mouse pad for you. But it is $20, so if you're just starting to get into keyboard and mouse gaming, this is a great mouse pad to pick up, just $20 on Amazon. In my number 5 spot, I have the Logitech 840 XXXL. And so this is basically just a longer version of the G640 that I just talked about. This one comes in at $32, and the 840 XXXL is actually used by Kanata, which is an extremely good Fortnite pro on NA East. And it's basically the same thing. I don't believe it has stitched edges. I could be wrong. I haven't really used this mouse pad in a while. But I am hopefully going to get it soon. And I'll make a review video on that. But it definitely has some pretty good glide to it. It is considered more of a control pad than the G640. It has a little bit better texture to it. But overall, I would say that it's a little bit better than the G640, and that's why I have it in my 5 spot. Kind of the middle of the road mousepad. Coming in my 4 spot, we have Inkedgaming. And Inkedgaming is honestly probably the most famous name on this list, as it is extremely widely used in the Fortnite comp scene right now. The pricing depends on their website. You can't really find this on Amazon at all. You have to go to Inkedgaming, and basically what it is you can make custom mouse pads by uploading a picture to the website, and they'll custom print it onto the mouse pad, and you could have whatever image you want on that mouse pad, which is pretty neat. I actually got one custom printed. I had like this cool watercolor custom printed on there, and I used it for a pretty long time, and there's actually, I will have that video linked below on my review on that mouse pad. But it is a pretty good mouse pad. Over time, though, I did notice that after using it for about 8 or 9 months, the mouse pad became like it was dragging it through mud. And so I think that got a little bit annoying. That's why I stopped using it. But the reason I put this so high up on my list is for $45 to like $60 max, probably, you can get whatever image you want custom printed on there. And the performance is still pretty good. I mean, it's going to last you like at least 7 or 8 months at like perfect quality. So I think that's just a perfect place to put it at my 4 list. But yeah. Next up on my 3 list. So here we're getting into kind of the more expensive mouse pads, and these are what I consider to be the best gaming mouse pads for Fortnite. We're getting into it now. So these actually weren't featured on my past video 5 months ago, but these ones I did some more research on them, have gotten a chance to use them. I will be making a video on these soon. Super excited for that. But yeah, so at my number 3 spot, I have the Artisan Hien, which is $74. And a lot of you guys probably know what a Hien mousepad is. If you guys watch Boardsy, he's probably like the #1 mousepad YouTuber out there right now. He has the Artisan Hien at his like #1 best mousepad of all time, and I wouldn't say that it's the #1 for Fortnite, but I do agree that it is one of the best mousepads out there. $74, pretty damn expensive for a mousepad, in all honesty. And it isn't like a giant mousepad either. It's in a square shape, but it is fairly large of a square shape. But the glide on this mousepad is absolutely amazing. It has everything you could possibly ask for. Stitched edging. The glide is impeccable. There's almost no flaws in this mousepad. The only reason I have it in my 3 spot is because for Fortnite, you're not really going to want to spend this much money on it. And I only really know one professional Fortnite player who uses this, which is Iamzo. And he does place very well using this mousepad. But I do think my next 2 mousepads top it just by a little bit. So, at my number 2 spot, we have the Artisan Ninja FX0. And so, I know a lot of you guys in the comments will probably be like, why'd you put the Ninja Zero over the Hien, especially because it's more expensive. So the Artisan Ninja FX0 is actually $90 on Amazon, which is actually pretty crazy for a mousepad. It's the most expensive mousepad ever on this list. Not ever, but on this list. And the reason I put it a little bit higher than the Hien is because, in all honesty, I've tried the FX0 and I absolutely love it. And I actually feel like it fits my playstyle in Fortnite much better than the Hien. Just because it has kind of a faster glide than the Hien. I would say it's a little bit more stiff instead of soft. So I kind of have this almost perfect balance between control and glide. And a player that actually uses this is Batman Booga, who is a West player. A really, really good West player. He's a pretty young kid. But he uses this mousepad, and his mechanics are absolutely crazy. And that's kind of how I play. I play kind of with a flashy play style. I'm constantly editing fast and stuff like that with quick movements. And playing with this FX0 mousepad was absolutely amazing. And so I definitely put it at my number 2 spot. And the only reason it's not number 1 is because I haven't used it enough. So I'll definitely be using it more. I have it in my closet right now. I just got to have some time to play with it. But for now, I'll put it on my 2 spot. And now let's get into my number 1 mousepad for Fortnite. And you guys could probably guess what the number 1 mousepad is since I haven't said it yet. This is the Mousepad Company mousepad. I believe it was my number 1 on my list 5 months ago. I honestly forget because mousepads change constantly. But the Mousepad Company is my number 1 on this list, and it's only $40. They range actually from like $40 to $60 depending on what design you get from them. But the Mousepad Company is basically flawless. They have this Duraglide technology. I've talked about it a million times. It has pretty rough stitching, but it almost makes it so you can glide your mouse, stop it with insane precision. Everything's amazing with it. TSM Epic Whale, he is the founder of this company, and he uses this on a daily basis. He's constantly winning tournaments and placing with this mousepad. Numerous pros like Oliver OG, he uses this mousepad and places with it. There's definitely a lot of pros that use the Mousepad Company's mousepad, and I would 100% agree. This is probably my favorite. I've used the Mousepad Company mousepad for probably a year and a half straight. I've bought, I think, three different designs of them because they kept getting worn out as I played. But for sure, the Mousepad Company does come in at number 1 for me. So with that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of went a little bit in depth with each one of these, stating the prices and everything. With the holiday season coming up, I really hope you guys can find the best mousepad for you. And yeah, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subs. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.